Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Zain and I run a professional cleaning business. So today I'm gonna share the story of how I got my first office cleaning client. And I'm gonna talk you through everything, what I did, how I set up my website, how I got the lead, how I quoted the job, and what I learned from that experience. So if you're just starting your cleaning business or you're trying to get into commercial work, this video is going to give you some real practical ideas that actually worked for me. So let's jump into it. So when I first started my cleaning business, I knew I didn't want to rely only on word of mouth or waiting around for someone to recommend me. I wanted to get clients faster. So I started with paid ads. I ran some simple local ads online, nothing too crazy, just some Google ads pointing to my website. The goal was to get traffic locally from people searching for commercial or office cleaning in my area. I kept the ad copy simple, clear, and to the point. Something like reliable office cleaning, professional, insured, local. Don't overcomplicate it. So after about a couple of weeks, I got my first inquiry through my website. Now, here's the key part. I didn't wait around. I replied to that inquiry within 30 minutes. I think speed makes a big difference, especially when clients are shopping around for services. That quick reply helped me stand out straight away. I offered to come by the next day for a site visit and they agreed. So the next day I went over to their office to meet them and walk through the space. So first impressions are everything. I made sure to show up on time, dressed professionally, and ready to ask the right questions. The office was actually pretty small. They had 8 desks, one men's toilet, one's women's toilet, and a small kitchen area. So straight away, I knew this wasn't going to be a massive job. After the walk around, I gave them my price there and then. I told them I charge $35 an hour, and they were okay with that because I was confident and clear. They didn't try to negotiate. Now, even though the work itself only takes about 2.5 hours, I explained that my minimum charge is 3.5 hours. That's because I have to drive there and there's no public transport that goes to that area. So for me to make it worth my time, factoring in travel, setup, and business costs, 3.5 hours is the minimum charge I apply to smaller jobs like this. And they were fine with that too. So also they provide all the cleaning materials, which helps a lot. That means I don't have to bring anything except myself and some gloves. The only extra thing I do is I wash the kitchen cloths once every 2 weeks. That's included in the price. It takes no time at all for me and keeps things hygienic. Now, here's the part that I didn't mention to them at the time, because remember, this was my first cleaning client and I was still figuring out how to price properly. So even though I charged them for 7 hours of work per week, I actually finish everything in about 5 hours per week. So that's an extra 2 hours that I'm technically getting paid for, even though I'm not physically working that full time. But I don't feel bad about that. And here's why. I never included travel charges in the contract. I didn't know how to approach this at the time. And I didn't want to scare them off because it's my first client. So those 2 extra hours, they basically cover the cost of travel, fuel, and time spent getting there and back. In future contracts, I always make sure to include a travel allowance or mileage fee. But at the time, this setup worked, and honestly, I was just happy to land another client. The job itself is very easy. The client is super chill. The office is tidy, and they don't make a mess. So no drama, no complaints. I go in, get everything done, and I'm out. And they've been happy from day one. So no issues at all. And the best part, this client brings me around $11,740 per year. For a small job with reliable, low maintenance work, that's a fantastic return, especially considering it was my first office cleaning contract 3 years ago. So looking back now, I learned a few really important lessons from this experience. The first one is you need to act fast. When you get a lead, respond quickly. That helped me win this client. Second, be clear about your minimums. Even if a job only takes 2 hours, you still need to make it worth your time, especially if there's travel involved. And third, don't underprice yourself. I didn't include a travel charge back then, but I adjusted in future contracts. It's okay to make those mistakes in the beginning. Just make sure you learn from them. And finally, keep it simple. Clients don't want complicated pricing or sales pitches. Just show up, be honest, do a good job, and the right clients will stick with you. So that's the story of how I got my first office cleaning client and how that one job turned into a consistent, reliable $11,740 a year for my business. So if you're just starting out, I hope this gives you some encouragement and some practical ideas you can use to land your first client too. If you've got any questions about pricing, contracts, or anything else, drop them in the comments. I reply to everyone at the moment. And if you want more behind the scenes stories and tips on running a cleaning business, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and hit the bell so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Bye for now.